My mother's Italian, so I spent the first 6 years of my life in Italy. I grew up watching Italian soccer. My mom, she loved Juventus. I played since I was probably like 4 or 5 years old, and I went to college to play for a couple of years. I rode the bench. Always loved the game. So the opportunity to own a team, that's never seemed like a reality to me.
For me, 3 of my grandparents were born in Italy, and my father is from the, how do I say it? Le Marche region. It's very meaningful to him. Even though he doesn't follow football at all, it's like, for him, it's like you're owning a piece of the homeland.
This town specifically has such a rich tradition in soccer. Being from Italy, I love calcio, so and to have a piece of an Italian team, to me, was very romantic. And so that's how we started.
I'm so glad he waited to tell you that, because I've never heard this story before.
The guy who got me into all of this is Matt Rizzetta.
So Mark and I met in the New York sort of soccer community, and I don't want to use the word it was love at first sight, but you know, we really hit it off.
I probably talked to him more than I talked to my brother.
They're very simpatico.
Simpatico. Siamo simpatici.
I mean, we have a bond for our heritage. My grandparents immigrated from Italy, and our love of soccer, our love of family, and I think that really united us.
Matt, he called me up, told us about the story of Campobasso. And he said this is a town that really identifies with their football club.
Campobasso football team was founded in 1919. It had historically played in the lower tiers of Italian football until the 1980s, where they experienced the golden era and were brought all the way up to Serie B. In those years, they beat some of the most historic teams in Italy: Juventus, AC Milan, Genoa, Bologna.
10 minuti più tardi, il gol che materializza il sogno dei 40.000.
After the 80s, it basically fell into this spiral of bankruptcies and mismanagement. It turned out that the old ownership group was corrupt, basically. The Italian Federation basically said, you're kicked out. There was a major threat that football in Campobasso would cease to exist, potentially forever.
So in 2022, Matt comes to me. He said, I have an opportunity to buy this team.
It was like 2 weeks before the season began. And I said, hey, we want to go buy the team. Would you partner with us?
I thought, this sounds really crazy. It sounds like it's not going to work. But when we heard that these fans were at the risk of losing the sport that they loved, we wanted to be part of the solution. Soccer isn't just a game in Italy. The whole country lives and breathes the sport. And there's no shortage of leagues to follow.
First and foremost, there's 9 tiers of Italian football: Serie A, Serie B, Serie C, Serie D, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Beginning in Serie A, which is the top tier of the pyramid, and some of the most historic clubs in European football are in Serie A. You know, Juventus, AC Milan, Inter, Napoli, and it goes all the way down to the 9th tier, where you have iron workers and plumbers and, you know, pizzeria owners, and basically that's just like a Sunday league. We were basically sent into exile last year and having to restart from the 5th tier. It's called Eccellenza, which is basically the highest tier of amateur football.
Look, the great thing about Italian and English European soccer is that a few teams get relegated and a few teams get promoted each year.
Year 1, we had really one path to get to the 4th tier, which was to win the league outright, and came down to the final match day of the season, but we did it. We won the league. So last year, we're in the 4th tier. And you knew every week you had to win, you had to win, you had to win. You couldn't slip up, not in the slightest bit. We won the league again and got promoted to the third tier, Serie C.
Campobasso con Serie C.
We got in this project to dream, and the sky's the limit. And Serie A, in our case, is the sky. The goal is to be in Serie B in the next 2 to 3 years.